Hello and welcome to today's session. I hope you're all doing incredibly well from whichever part of the world you are watching. It continues to be incredibly beautiful here in Madrid, and I hope it is also incredibly beautiful wherever you are. Today, I'd like to talk about a topic that I have seen kind of pop up in these last few weeks. I've noticed it as I've launched the second round of my signature program, the Wellness Asset Academy, and I've been speaking to a number of different wellness directors and also hoteliers wanting to put their wellness directors through the program. And the topic is we aren't in the business of selling treatments, products, and services. Whichever leader I speak to out there, we all want to make an impact with wellness. We all know the power of enhancing people's overall well being. However, what I have noticed when it comes to crunch time, wellness leaders in hotels and also hoteliers, we get back into this comfort zone of literally focusing on selling treatments, on creating that treatment menu that has the best therapies, the best facials, the best equipment, and on top of that, working with the best brands out there possible. And the entire focus becomes selling that particular treatment, that particular product, that package, whatever we can do in order to reach budget. Now, I think that approach is dangerous and short lived because if we just go back to consumer behavior principles and what all sales and marketing strategists tell you, we don't, for example, sell a drill. We sell the hole in the wall. We sell that painting that's going to be hung. We're selling that photo or that mirror that we're going to hang in that wall in our living room, our bedroom, or whatever room. We're looking for that transformation. So when we go to buy that drill, we're not buying the drill, we're buying the transformation. And if we extrapolate that concept to our spas, we're just not selling a treatment, a facial, or an anti-aging cream. We're selling our guests that transformation they're looking for, that increased confidence, that showing up in a very different way, anything that is enhancing their overall well-being. We're not selling the product. Yet our entire menu, that all our sales and marketing is hinged on that particular treatment, on the features of our offering, instead of the benefits and the transformation our wellness offerings actually provide our guests. And I remember the recent conversation I had with the lovely Valentina Clerc. She's a professor at EHL Hospitality Business School. And I met her at the ITB in Berlin. We spoke together in a panel, and I loved her research based definition of well being and how it had two definitions, or there was kind of a true two-pronged approach. Clearly, this is my summary of her beautiful research, and this is what I've taken away from it. So there are two aspects to well-being. You have the hedonic well-being, so that is based on very quick kind of pleasure in the moment, and there's nothing wrong with that, but that tends to be short-lived. And then you have the eudaimonic, which is more cognitive, which is longer term, and this has the lasting impact in the well-being of our guests. And I was looking back at my book, at the Wellness Asset that I had written, and when I talk about the second stage of my Essence Framework story, and it's all about the consumer understanding our guests' well-being needs, I talk about how many times we end up creating our treatment menus focusing on the short-term reprieve. So that facial to give you glowing skin in the moment, or that massage. And these are all centered around giving short-term reprieve. And we're focusing on the emotional and physical well-being related problems of our guests. And to use Valentina's research-based evidence, we're all focusing on the hedonic well-being. But the problem is, once our guests leave our hotel or even leave our spa facilities, they completely forget about that experience. And when we focus our packages based on long-term reprieve, so solving long-term well-being related problems that tend to fall in the category of mental health problems and also your spiritual or existential well-being related problems. And that is what Valentina refers to as the eudaimonic well-being. We're talking about actions that our guests need to take. It's about their true purpose. And that is what makes a lasting impact. And we wellness people know the impact we have in people's lives. We know the far-fetching benefits of what we offer. Yet when we create our wellness offerings, we tend to just slip into that trap of just offering that fufu massage or that facial. Here I'm clearly being facetious over here, but we end up focusing everything on short-term reprieve. And then we wonder why we have a predominantly transient clientele. And we end up employing sales and marketing strategies that are very reactive. What can we do in order to ensure our guests come back? We give them repeated a good 1 2-for-1 offer, or a really huge discount on the second treatment, or we sell them a series of treatments, but they don't go beyond the standard, very basic sales and marketing strategies. And if we actually looked at our treatment menu, I'm not saying that we shouldn't offer short-term reprieve. I'm not saying that we shouldn't tackle those mental health, those emotional and physical well-being related problems, as Valentina refers to, the hedonic well-being. What I'm saying is that the majority of our focus should actually be on solving longer term well-being related problems. And those fall under mental and existential, that eudaimonic. And we might use the same treatments to achieve that long-term reprieve. However, it's how we focus our menus. If we only talk about that short-term pleasure, we're only going to get those transient guests. Instead, if we look at the longer term impact we can have, if we actually look how we can have a greater impact on our customers' lives, our guests' lives, long before they enter our hotel and our wellness facilities until long after they have left, that is when we know we can actually create a very positive impact in their lives. Now, it doesn't need to be pleasurable, but it does need to solve a deeper purpose for our guests. And when I take people through the Wellness Asset Academy, we drill down on this aspect when we are working to create that wellness asset. So that is the right, most profitable wellness offering for a hotel that allows you to attract and retain proud people, that allows you to deliver transformative experiences to your guests, and at the same time create a wellness business that is commercially sustainable, not only today, but long into the future. When we are actually focusing our whole sales and marketing campaign, our entire wellness business, we're focusing on solving the root cause of our guests' well-being related problems. We're speaking in a very, very different language. Then is when we know we have the asset. And we wellness leaders, as I mentioned earlier on, we know we provide this benefit. Yet when it comes to implementation, When it comes to crunch time, we always slip back into looking at short-term reprieve. And that might get us benefits in the short term. We might see the surge in revenue, but it's not commercially sustainable. We won't see it through in the long term. So what I wanted to just quickly jump on today and mention the importance of sometimes making the small, tiny tweaks in how we package our offering can have immense impact on the lives of our guests and in turn, obviously, inevitably, in our revenue. We aren't selling that deep tissue massage. We aren't selling that radiance facial. We aren't selling that anti-aging cream. We're selling transformation. And if we actually package our treatment menus, that doesn't mean we need to change anything in our treatment menus. It's just how we package and communicate that transformation to our guests. Now, just making that small change, it doesn't require a huge investment. It actually doesn't require any investment. It just requires just shifting our mindset and our strategy. And we can see the difference and the impact it has in the well-being of our clients and inevitably also in our businesses. So if you want to learn more about how you can make this impact, I'm running a few masterclasses. Today is one of them at 3 p.m. Spain time, tomorrow also at 9:30 a.m. Spain time. And I'll be running a live masterclass for those who can make it, how to create profitable wellness assets. And these masterclasses are designed so that we're not, as wellness leaders, focusing on what we don't have. We're not focusing on how we could be that amenity department, how we're not taken seriously by our GMs, how people don't understand wellness. Instead, we are focusing on how we can make an impact in the lives of our clients. And that is something we definitely, as wellness leaders, have full control over. And as I mentioned, we don't need to change our treatment menu. We just need to change how we are packaging and communicating it. And that we have full control over. And also how we train our teams to talk about that transformation. And when our teams truly understand the transformation they're delivering, it becomes automatically simpler for them to actually sell that transformation, to truly understand what is it that the guests are looking for, what are the symptoms and what is the root cause, and how can they accompany the guest throughout for a longer period in their well-being journey. So if you want to learn more about these masterclasses that I'm holding later on today and through next week, I will drop a link later on today in the comments section and hopefully see you in one of the classes. Wishing you all a wonderful day ahead. Take care now.